My name is Willem. I am a comic artist and illustrator. I've been working on comics for the last 15 years, as well as working in animation. I published a graphic novel a couple of years ago. I grew up with comic books, and I always found it was a very powerful storytelling medium. So whenever I had either issues of personal crisis or something cathartic that I sort of needed to work out, I found the comic medium to be quite expressive. Only in university did I start really doing it sort of in a more professional manner. And after that, started working at Super Strikers, which was one of the few companies at that time doing comics commercially. So I had the privilege of actually working in a professional studio environment, creating comics, writing stories, which was great. That experience also helped me to sort of then move on to, in the end, make my own comics and to print and publish my own books. So I was very much influenced by more European comics and local South African comics, which has got quite a much darker tone to them and is adult in nature. I always think of comic books as a medium that's inherently subversive. I think my style kind of reflects that kind of philosophy. So even though my style is dark, it's not serious. I'm not doing it because I need people to take me seriously as an artist. There's a playfulness around it as well. A big influence was 2000 AD and Judge Dredd, the Slane comics, the kind of painterly style, and then Jamie Hewlett with Tank Girl, and then locally, of course, Bitter Comics. Bitter Comics, in a way, kind of got me into using my own life and experiences as a source of subject matter. Mengel was just a collection of autobiographical stories. I had all these diaries and comic diaries and things that I kept over the years, and it came to a point where I wanted to put it all into a book. But what I did with these kind of mundane scenes was also to bring in the sort of fantasy element of a teenager's own mind. I really enjoyed working with that kind of play between reality and even fantasy as kind of a reality as well. So I also tried with the books to keep each book faithful to the period. So every book has got a different style, and the book actually literally kind of changes from sort of quite basic line work to full color as the story and the years continue. In South Africa, still trying to find what our niche is, what our thing is, what our voice is. So I think the books that are out there and things South Africans are creating are fantastic, but we're lacking opportunity to really push our mediums, and getting opportunity to do that is rare. And I was fortunate enough, like with Mengelmus, to be able to work on that book for about 3 years. The South African comics that I like are all weird. They're strange. And I think that's a great reflection of South Africa. It's a weird, strange country. Your work has to reflect something, and if it's reflecting something local, it has to kind of reflect the environment that we live in South Africa, which isn't always the most fun and idyllic place. At the moment, I'm working on a fan art comic with Warhammer. I started playing Warhammer in lockdown, and then I started drawing a comic from the game that I played. That's just pure enjoyment. I'm keeping on with the autobiographical stuff, and I'm publishing them on my Instagram. And yeah, then some sneaky fan art.